Hey lovelings! So, if you're already subscribed to this channel, you probably know me from my feminist days, and you may not have gotten the memo that I have had a major shift in terms of the content I create. I'm no longer focused on feminism, but instead I'm focused on metaphysics, the occult, the paranormal, basically anything falling under the umbrella of the 8th house in astrology. I write about that stuff on my Substack, and I also make music now under the name When Humans Had Wings, so go check those two things out. And because I guess I still feel like I'm not creating enough content on the internet, I've decided to start YouTubing, hence this video. I have lived a very paranormal life, and I'm gonna get into that in future videos. I have so many ghost stories for you, glitch in the matrix type of stories for you, psychic stories for you. But as a reintroduction to me and my new spiritual focus, I have decided to start a little light for this first video by telling you one of my best manifestation stories. The time I manifested a full ride to college. Yes, I really did. So let me get comfortable here and set the stage for you. Okay, so scene. I was still 17. This was during my senior year of high school, and it was time for me to start sending out college applications and choosing what college I wanted to attend and that sort of thing. So a little background, I was really not doing well in school. I wasn't taking school seriously. I cut classes a lot, I didn't do my homework, and I basically just coasted on being a really good test taker and participating in class when I was there, doing extra credit, that sort of thing. So I was just skating by on like a 2.6 GPA. It's really not good. I was a smart kid, I just wasn't like applying myself or really, I didn't care. I hated school, it was so dumb. As you might imagine, my prospects for getting scholarships were not looking very good, and I brought that on myself. My parents were super mad because they had never set up a college fund for me. Not to give away too much about them, but they weren't doing great financially. I did grow up in poverty, so they were kind of banking on the hopes that I would do really well in school and then get a scholarship to college. So when the time came around for me to start applying to colleges, but my GPA was so low, they were really pissed. They were like, how, what are you gonna do? You're gonna have to like go straight to work. There's no way you're getting into college because we can't pay for it. And I don't see you getting a scholarship because you messed up. You messed up. And they were right, I did mess up, but thankfully we live in a miraculous universe. So at the time, I had only heard of the law of attraction like in passing. I did not even remotely have the breadth of knowledge of the occult and metaphysics and stuff that I do now. So I had never really experimented with manifesting before. In fact, none of what I'm about to explain to you was really a conscious choice on my part. I had just kind of heard from manifestors that if you just believe things are gonna work out, then they will. And this is important. I'm gonna try my best to explain what my mindset was. I didn't take school seriously because in general, I didn't take the way our world works seriously. I just was never the type of person who really put a lot of stock in the life script that everybody is given, you know, go to college so you can get a good job, so you can get a good house, and then find the one, and then have 2.5 kids and settle down and then die. That was just never something that appealed to me or that I ever took seriously. I've just never been the type of person to kind of go through the motions like that. So just right off the bat, I did not take college as a concept as seriously as everybody else did. So while the people around me were scared for me and were like, what are you gonna do? You're gonna have to go straight to work and not get a college degree, and you're never gonna get a good job, like you done messed up. While everyone else was projecting their fear onto me, it just didn't register with me at all. It was like water off a duck's back. Like, people would tell me I was supposed to be worried, I was supposed to be stressed, but I just wasn't. So when I was looking at the list of colleges that offered a creative writing degree, I saw that one of them in New York was Hunter College, and one of their school colors was purple, and that's my favorite color. So I kid you not, I decided I was going to go to Hunter College. I was going to apply there, and I just decided in my head, like, yep, I'm going to go to Hunter because their color was purple and they offered creative writing as a degree. That was the entirety of my thought process, because that's how much I didn't care about college. And you might be listening and thinking, wow, that's really irresponsible, but trust me, this is all going to make sense when I get into the manifestation part of it. So I just had this blasé mindset about college, like, oh, I guess I have to pick something. I'm going to apply and like hope that it works out. But in my head, I don't know how to explain this, but I basically just decided with a shrug that I was going to Hunter College. I saw it on the list, purple writing. Okay, that's the school for me. I'm going. And then I had that like just confidence, totally unfounded confidence. And I remember telling my mom, yeah, I'm going to go to Hunter. And she was like, how? How do you understand that you don't have money for it? We don't have money for it. And your grades suck. And I was just like, I'm just going. I don't know how to make you understand that, but I'm going to college. So yeah, I just had this like whatever about it. And then after I sent in my application and all of that, guess what happened? Hunter College invented a new scholarship that would begin the same year I would begin attending college. So it was created just in time. It was called the Muse Scholarship, and it was offered to students who had demonstrated some type of extraordinary accomplishment in the arts, which I had. I won a bunch of writing awards from my English department in high school, all throughout my high school career. So I guess I was on their radar, or I don't. Here's the funny thing though. Okay, so I'll come back to that. We got that letter in the mail. Hey, we've invented this new scholarship and you are invited to receive it, or whatever it said. I don't even remember. I was just so not involved mentally in this process. And I gave it to my mom and she was just shocked beyond words. She was like, how did you get a scholarship? You don't even have good grades. But luckily for me, the scholarship was not about grades. It was about your artistic accomplishments, which I had many to speak of at the time. So then I accepted, and it was a full 4-year ride. And I went to college, I got my writing degree. And while I was in the Muse Scholarship Program, I asked my scholarship director, can you tell me how we were chosen? Like, how did you find out which students to offer this scholarship to? And like, did my guidance counselor recommend me? Did you hear about me from like the newspaper articles about me? She basically said very cryptically, we have our ways. She never explained how I got chosen for this scholarship. So as far as I'm concerned, it was a miracle. And so let's get into the meat of why this manifestation worked. So now that I'm turning 30 this year, I've had lots of time to develop and deepen my practice of manifestation. So I understand the ins and outs of it more. And recently, I got to that point that a lot of manifestors are familiar with, where you've received too much advice about how to manifest and it all crowds your mind and it all conflicts with each other and contradicts, and you're like, what is the truth? Recently, I was brought back to basics by a manifestation coach online, Amy Westmoreland, and she basically explained that people make manifestation way too complicated. It really is just a simple, like 3 or 4 step process. You choose what you want. You focus on it, whether that's visually focusing, emotionally focusing, creating the feeling of already having it or whatever. And then you let it go and basically demonstrate to the universe or God or whatever you want to call it that even though you really want this thing, you don't need it. You're still going to be okay. You're going to be happy. Things are going to work out regardless of whether you get the specific thing you're asking for. So you're gonna go ahead and ask because you have nothing to lose. And that, when you do those 3 things in order, that's when things manifest. Forget everything you've heard about how you have to script and you have to do affirmations for an hour a day and you have to this and you have to that. You don't. You literally just need intention, focus, and detachment. That's it. So now in retrospect, when I look back on why basically my first manifestation ever was a full ride to college and I was so blasé about it, I do believe that the fact that I was so innocent about how the world works, like I didn't understand why people made college such a big deal. I didn't understand why people were telling me to be worried about my future. I was still an innocent teenager who hadn't yet seen the world. I still had that luxury of not treating college like it was a big deal. And because I didn't treat the manifestation like a big deal, that is precisely why I got it. And that has been the case with basically everything I've ever manifested. The less attached I am to it, the more likely it is that I'll get it. And the quicker I get it too. There's something really powerful about innocence. When you're in this mindset of being oblivious, or not even mindset, when you're in the full body state of being innocent, like you don't understand why everyone's afraid of stuff, you're just kind of in the moment and living your life and feeling all right, that is where the biggest manifestations come from. Where you realize that no matter what happens, there's always another possibility for how things can work out. So even if you don't go to college, you can still get a good job. And even if you don't get a good job, your needs can all still be met. There are endless possibilities in this world, and we tend to get so hung up on the specific way we want things to happen. But once we let go and realize that things don't have to happen the way we want, they can, but they don't have to, then by freeing ourselves, we open up to all of those many other quantum possibilities that make the big manifestations easy. Because at the end of the day, there's really no difference between manifesting a full ride to college and manifesting finding $5 on the sidewalk. It's all the same. And the sooner you realize that, the sooner you'll get your manifestation. That was my best friend, and I'm done with this story anyway, so I'm gonna stop recording. Thank you all for listening. I hope that this helps you in some way, and I do intend to be back soon with some even juicier paranormal stories. Which story should I tell next? The one where a ghost tried to kill me in an Indian restaurant, or the one where I had a glitch in the Matrix in the desert of Arizona? I'll let you guys decide in the comments. All right, I love you so much. Please subscribe. I want to grow this channel and start from scratch talking about this, like what I really love, which is the universe. Okay, I hear you. I'm gonna go now. Bye, I love you.